All right, let's get Ada's implementation of Acey Ducey done. All right, so let's do the things that we need to do, all of our widths that we do every time, because we need these. These are basically includes. That allow us to actually do stuff. Okay, so Ada integer IO with Ada dot strings fixed. We need that. We need Ada. We want to go to uppercase, so strings dot maps dot constants. We want to not have to have bounded strings, so let's go strings dot unbounded. There it is. Then we need numerics, discrete random for a random generator. We're gonna use GNAT IO, or we need GNAT IO, and then now we can use GNAT IO. And let's also say use Ada strings unbounded. There we go. Okay, we do this Boolean thing that we did before. So package Boolean IO is new text IO enumeration IO type Boolean. Let's use this new package. All right. Not using. All right. So now what we want to do is our variables, our global variables. We're going to do running, which is a Boolean. Game over, which is a Boolean. Wallet, which is an integer. Cards, which is an array. Whoops. Of type integer. And then it hopefully it likes that. It didn't make it purple, but maybe that's just, who knows. And then let's, in this one, let's just do bet as an integer, as global as well. Doesn't really matter this language. I think that's it. All right, let's start doing our functions. Now we don't need to do is an int in this language because we're doing this thing called we'll say integer text IO, which will only ever allow an integer to be put in. So we can get rid of that function. But this is get integer input, which takes a prompt. I believe that I don't have to say in anymore. So let's get rid of that. Learning some things, hopefully. And then we return integer, and that is going to be this. Now, here's our val that we're going to return. And we begin. Okay, we're going to do a text IO. We're going to put, because we want the response to be at the end of this line, not on its own line. So we're going to put prompt. And then how about a space? And then we will say ada.integer text IO. We will get that value. And then we will text IO. Let's put a line, put line, blank line, so that now we make sure that we come down beyond that. We'll return that value, and then we will end our get int input. Done. All right. Our next item that we are going to do is the ask for bet. So let's do that. It's going to be a function as well. Ask for bet. It gets a, it does not get a prompt. It gets a return integer is. All right. So here's our bet that we're going to return. It's an oh my goodness. We're going to begin. All right, let's make this loop. Ask for bet loop. That's what we like to do. Our bet will be assigned as get integer input. And the question we're going to ask is, or the prompt is going to be, what is your bet? And then, boop, boop. Now, it says if the bet is less than 0, we're not going to accept it. Then we're going to say text.io. We're going to put line. And this is going to say, please bet a negative amount. And then we're just going to go to that ask for bet loop. All right. Else, is it elif? Elif, bet is less than greater than wallet. Then we will text.io. Text.io. We're going to put a line. It says, sorry, my friend, but you bet too much. Text.io, put line. You have only, this is how you print out numbers and stuff. You make it an image, right? Wallet. Dollars to bet. This will also go back to AFB loop. And then we will end the if, and then we will just return that bet. And then we need to end our ask for bet function. All right. Okay, let's implement ask a question. Now, I believe we need to modify this one a little bit, because the way that we are going to ask for stuff, it is possible that with a put and not a put line, that we might want to skip a line so that we can make sure that that line has been returned. Okay. Maybe we should just do put lines all the time, but I like it. I really like it better when things are at the end of a line. So we saw this in the last. We saw this happen in the last time that we did this as well. So this one is one of the languages that will have slight differences in their function definitions than others, but that's just, can't help it. All right, string, skip, Boolean, right? If we're going to skip it, return Boolean. This function is, all right. So we need to know, this is our loop for got answer. Boolean, we'll initialize that as false. Our answer, Boolean, so that's true or false, right? Yes or no. Answer, this bounded string that we're really going to use for input. This can be 3. And then this, because this gets filled out when you ask for input. And then do skip. It'll be a Boolean. And we'll assign that to skip. And we'll do it like that. Okay, begin. This is going to be our loop. Ask question loop. All right. So now, if do skip equals true, then we will do text.io skip line. There we go. And if. Okay. We do a prompt. Text.io put prompt, and then let's force a question mark and a space. So there's a space between what you input and what was output to you. And then let's go ahead and get it. Text.io. We're going to get line. ANS is what will get stuck in, and len is how long it is. Then ANS equals ADA strings fixed translate. This is how we're going to make it uppercase, right? Ants ADA strings maps. Oops, strings maps constants uppercase map. There we go. So that forces ANS to become uppercase. So now if ANS 1 to 1, if the first letter is yes, or the entire thing is yes, then the answer that we're going to return, ANSWER, is true, and we got our answer. So assign true to that. All right. Else if answer first letter 1 1 is no, or ANS equals no. I wonder if we need to. Probably need to do that. Then our answer, ANSWER, is actually false. But we did get our answer. It's just false. Otherwise, oh, you know what? I don't think we need got answer. I don't think we do, right? Because, I mean, I could compare got ans is true, but I don't. Why? Why have another variable when you don't need one? Let's get rid of got ans. Got ans. Got ans. Otherwise, we are going to say text.io put line. Please answer yes or no. Let's put a period there. Okay. Do skip is going to be true. Come on. Because we know that we need to skip a line now that we've asked that question. And we'll go back, we'll go to ask question loop, right? And then we can end our if. Let's return our answer. And then let's end our ask question function. Beautiful. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. So here's where we're going to use ask question quite often, right? So the first one we're going to have is a function called ask to play again. Is it not showing up? Ask to play again, which will return a Boolean, and that is going to be begin, return, ask, question, do you want to play again? And yes, we want you to skip the line to start with. And then we will end ask to play again. Super simple. we're going to have a function called ask to see the rules. Oops, that's going to return a Boolean, and that is, again, begin. Whoops. We're going to return ask question. Do you want to see the rules? And we'll say false on this one, since this comes after a bunch of stuff. I mean, it comes first before everything else. And then we will end, and we'll see. We might have to say true, but I don't think so. I think it'll work. Ask to see the rules. Okay. Done. All right. Our next thing that we are going to do is is this going to be a procedure, because it returns nothing. So procedure display card. This will take a card as an integer, and it is going to be, if the card equals 11, then text IO, put line. I always say pull when I want to say put line. Jack. And let's make this quicker. These are going to be else if. Okay. Come on. Thought it'd be quicker. Nope. No E. And this will just be else. In this case, we're just going to say integer image of the card that was sent in. This will be ace, king, queen. And this will be 11. This will be 12, 13, 14. And if, and display card. Done. All right, we're going to do some copy and pasting here. This is going to be the procedure. Display rules is begin. I'm just going to say end display rules. I'll bring it back myself. Okay, so now we're going to do a bunch of text IO put lines. Whoops, not that. Okay, so let's see how many we need. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, that's 3. 5, 6, 7, that's 4. Okay, so now let's copy and paste this stuff so I do not have to type all this up. Acey Ducey is played in the following manner. The dealer computer play deals 2 cards face up. You have the option to bet or not bet, depending on whether or not you feel the next card will. Have a value between the first 2. Skip a line. If you do not want to bet, input a 0. Boom. See, sped that up. You don't have to watch me fumble typing. Okay. We're going to generate random number. We've done this in the last one as well. So function generate random number. If you haven't seen that one, if you want to suffer through it, it is kind of interesting if you want to see guess a number. I know that had some things that didn't perfectly work out, but I didn't care. And that is true about these as well. It's very possible that we are going to get in a situation where maybe something isn't absolutely perfect, but I'm not going to try to make these perfect. I will provide all these source codes available for downloads on my website. You're welcome to tweak them as you wish, and if you make a good change, make them better, let me know, and we can put that in if we want. All right. So this is our random number generator. I am going to look back at how we did this in the previous one. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So the thing that I'm thinking that I might want to do is maybe I'll just copy and paste that from the previous implementations of this. I don't know what the benefit is of me retyping something that I've just looked up how to do, or rather how we've done it in the past. So let's go ahead and I have pulled up that code for guess a number, and let's just put it in here. So I was right. There's a type in here called random range as a new integer. Whoops, I think it's supposed to be range there. Range, but now the difference is that we said minimum here, which is fine, to maximum. So we'll make a little change there. Random int is that numerics discrete random. Putting that in there, we then use that new package. We have a generator called gen, and then we make a number which is of type that R&D range. We reset the generator. We generate a random using the generator and shove that into that num, which is a R&D range object. If show is true, then we show the number. Otherwise, we just return. So this is what we did the last time, and I'm going to assume this is just fine to do now, is we use this little function to turn an integer, get an integer value from an image of this R&D range type that we made. And then that's the end of it. So I'm going to say, because I just did this now, that it is quite all right in these videos to go ahead and copy things like this, the random number generator, in one of these languages that I don't use on a daily basis. And I could, go through and search the internet for other things, but this is how we did it last time. It worked fine. So let's just assume it's going to work fine again. Okay, so let's go to our function of select card. That doesn't take anything, and it's going to return an integer. And that now we'll put a little card here that is our integer, and let's initialize it to 0. And then we will begin. And then we're going to do a select card loop, and then we are going to do that card equals generate random number. It is 2 to 14. We don't want to show it. We don't want to show it. I don't know if we need to do that since we immediately set it to the generate number. So now we have to check to see if this card is in any of our cards. So we'll say if card equals cards, and I believe this language is 1-based, not 0-based. So let's do that. And we'll find, if it blows up, then we'll just change these. Or card equals cards 3. Then we will just go back to our select card loop. We're done with that. Then, like I said, we're going to display the card, and that takes that card integer. Then we're going to return that card, and then we're going to end our select card function. All right. I think that's all we need. I think we've got everything. So now we're going to actually start our main program. So we insert code here. So the first thing we're going to do, we say text IO. We're going to put that line that says boom, boom, boom. Acey, oops, can't spell, Acey Ducey. And then what is this? Well, this is Ada. And then we will close that. And then we will say, we set running to be true. We then, we're going to ask to see the rules. So we said if ask to see the rules is true, then we will display the rules. We will end if. Now we need our running loop. So running loop. All right. Set our wallet to 100. We say game over. Oops, is false. And then we do our game loop, game over loop. Okay. We are going to say put line. You now have dollars. Done. Okay. Cards 1, again, if it's not one based, we'll fix this. Should be select card. We'll select the second card. Oops. Good Lord. And now we're going to want to get our bet. So we're going to store in that variable that we made at the top. We're going to say that bet equals ask for bet, right? Ask for bet. And then if bet is greater than 0, so we didn't say we want to stop, we will put into the third slot another card. And now we're going to compare. So if there's two ways that this can happen. Our card 3, cards 3 can be greater than cards 1, and cards 3 can be less than cards 2, or cards 3 can be greater than cards 2, and cards 3 can be less than cards 1. Just has to be between them. It doesn't matter what order. All right. If that's true, we will text IO, put line, you win, bang, bang, bang. We will say wallet increases by the amount bet plus bet. Else, we will text IO, whoops, put line, sorry, you lose, period. And our wallet will be decremented by the amount that you bet. I'm clearly off by one letter as I'm typing because I keep hitting the things next to it. All right, end if on this. Now, if your wallet is less than $1, I mean less than 1, then text IO, put line, sorry, friend, you are broked. And then game over gets set to true. We end if there. All right. Now we're going to do an else to the one above, which was if bet was greater than 0. Otherwise, bet is 0. We just set game over, gate. Good Lord. To true, because you want it to end. Done there. Okay. So now we need to determine, we need to jump back up, right? So if, oops, not that, game over is false, then we're going to loop. We're going to go to, nope, that's how I do it, game over loop. All right, that's it. That's all we have to do there. And then it says once game is over that we're going to text IO, put line, bang, 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 game over, bang, bang, bang. That's not a bang, but you know what I mean. Boom, boom. And then we're going to ask to play again. So we're going to say running will be assigned to ask to play again. And then if running equals true, then we will go to running loop. All right. Then otherwise, we say text IO, put line. Yeah. Okay. Hope you had fun. Text IO, put line. Thanks for playing bang, boom, 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 boom. Oh, yep, null and Acey Ducey. There it is. All right, let's save that. Let's see if it works. Error. Okay, so what is the problem? Error card is undefined. Oh, right. Okay, it's cards. Cards. And then what did, oh, fat fingering. All right, let's try again. Boom. That was the only errors I'll be, oh, look at that. Do you want to see the rules? Wow. Please answer yes or no. Yes, I'd like to see the rules. Acey Ducey is played in the following manner. The dealer, we know that's right because I copied and pasted it. If you do not want to bet, input a 0. You now have $100. All right, I already don't like that right there. Let's clean that up. So you now have, run that. Oh, how do you stop it? How do you stop it? Run, clean. Oh, you just close this, right? Yeah. Run. Yeah, right. Okay. Now we don't want to see the rules this time. I have $100. Looks better. What is your bet? $200. Sorry, my friend, but you bet too much. You have only $100. I did it again. So let's do that. You have only. See if there's anywhere else that would be like that. Nope. All right, I think that's it. Okay, so let's run it again. I can't believe it's running already. No, you have $100. 200. Sorry, my friend, but you bet too much. You have only $100 to bet. How much do you bet? So it's 4 to 9. I'm gonna bet $1. What does that say? That is not the word queen. Try again. Okay. Told you debugging would take longer. No. Okay, you have $100. Queen and 8. Ooh, I'm gonna go for 50. Ooh, I won. It was a 9. You now have $150. 6 to 10. I'm only gonna bet $1. Sorry, you lose. You now have $151. Oh, that's not right. I lost $1. Should have 149. Oh, because you still get money if you win. I mean, if you lose. All right. Whew. Okay. No, I don't want to see them rules. 8 to king. Oh my God, I'm going for broke. Ah, sorry, you lose. Friend, you were broke. Sorry, friend, you were broke. Game over. Do you want to play again? Yes. You now have $100. 5 to $8. I won. Ah, shoot. Should have bet more. 9 to 10. There's no way. Sorry, you lose. $100. Perfect. So that's working. King to queen. There's nothing in between it. 10 to 8. There's a couple in between it, but I don't trust it. Oh, I won. Wow. Jack and 4. I'm going to go for it. 100. I won. I have $200 now. 2 and ace. Oh, yeah. I'm going to bet the whole thing. $400. Jack and 2. I have $800. Queen and 3. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to break the bank. 6 and 9. Let's go ahead and go for broke. Let's see. Actually, no. I don't want to bet anything more. I'm done. I have $1,600. I want to go home a winner. 0. Game over. Do you want to play again? No. Thanks for playing. Okay. That was fairly painless. I did cheat by copying this from last time, but I mean, I think it was the same amount of time of me figuring out last time versus pausing and copy and pasting. Okay, so and I'm gonna put this in the sand right now. In all our next series, whatever the next language is, so next game that we do, next program that we do, if I'm using generate random, I'm just gonna copy and paste it. I would say that's probably the same for some of these other things too. Get input, there's not ask for bet, ask a question, play again, see the rules. I think I'm gonna literally just copy and paste those to make those videos a little bit more concise. All right, on to basic